Good morning, guys. Whoa, it is Thursday. I am Trooper Steve, your traffic safety expert at WKMG News 6. We are live in Results 1. It is 10 a.m. or what? To be exact, 10:02. October 3rd, almost Halloween. I am so excited for Halloween. Going to be great, right? It's always a good time. So I am in, for the first time, we are in the city of DeBary here in Volusia County, on our northern end. I like to call it the northern end of Central Florida here, because anywhere like north of Monroe, Lake Monroe, I say northern parts of Central Florida. You know, it's really an eyesore in this entire thing. This. All right. I saw that back there for a second. I'm like, wait, that looks so ugly. So we're here in the city of DeBary today, and we are talking about a residential intersection, a problem intersection sent to me by a viewer. And the viewer is remaining anonymous, sent the email, but I'm not going to give you their email address. But talking about a residential street, the cross street is going to be Sanford Avenue and Shell Road. And initially I thought, okay, I'm going to Sanford today. No, it's up here in Volusia. And the intersection, when I first looked at it, I had never been to the intersection, but when I first looked at the intersection, it looked to me as a pretty large one, but it is so not. It is 100% residential. And the viewer that sent me the message, how about this? I just read it to you guys. I think that's a lot easier. So, a dangerous intersection in DeBary, they write. They said, Sanford Avenue and Shell Road. We need a four-way stop, and the city is not doing anything. Us residents have nearly been T-boned several times. We just had a really bad accident, I call it a crash, at the intersection the other day, and they attached photos to this. Guys, these photos are horrible from this crash, and now that I'm looking at this, I should have done my due diligence and sent this to my producer so I could show them to you. But pretty nasty crash at the intersection. So I want to go out to the intersection. I'm about a half mile north of it, just because I wanted to give us some time to get there and go and look at it. Comments on Facebook reference this. Yeah, it's hard to see around the vegetation there at the corner coming onto Shell from Sanford. Someone said, agree about the foliage at the north corner. Guess what, guys? I wish you guys were on the phone with Thomas and I a second ago. I said that without even looking at this. This is my first time looking at these. There is a serious blind spot there for both directions of travel. I'm going to show you this here in a second. We're just getting the administrative part down. Need to cut the trees. Speed limit on Shell should be 25. It's already 30, so maybe not. Stop signs and speed bumps. It's really a bad blind corner for the overgrowth. Let's go check this out. Super nice this morning out here. Currently 84 degrees here in the city of DeBary. Before we take off, I want to give you a quick little tidbit of information. So the Timucuan Indians, Native Americans there, once lived in the vicinity of Lake Monroe, and actually just lived north of Lake Monroe there and inhabited the city of DeBary. Pretty amazing stuff. So that is why all the names are a little kind of weird sometimes to pronounce, because for us, we weren't around back then, but a lot of our areas are named after Native American tribes within our area. Let's see, according to the 2020 census, city has a population of just over 20,000 people, so not too many people. All right, so we are currently southbound now on Shell and coming up on Azalea. Speed limit 30 miles an hour. And when we get closer to the intersection, I'm going to slow down briefly, because we are not going to have a stop sign at the intersection of Shell. So, but the viewer, as I just read the email, talks about how they're requesting a four-way stop sign there. There is already a two-way stop sign at the intersection. But guys, it's not for us. It's for Shell. it's for Sanford. So Shell runs north and southbound, and currently, this guy, no joke, sit there, clown number one blocking the road. We got a clown already, sitting there reading something in the road on front of the stop sign. Let's go, keep it moving, get out of the road. All right, so we're now coming up, we're southbound on Shell, approaching Sanford Avenue. Okay, we are super close to it, coming up on it, and you're not going to even be able to almost tell where it's at because you're not going to see it. There is, to me, a blind obstruction causing this. That's a pretty cool front yard, decked out for Halloween. All right, you see how the road kind of rises here? You can't see beyond that speed limit sign. 30 mile an hour speed, we're doing 30 on the nose, but as you're out here, you can't see beyond, so drivers are going to be coming at a good click here, and then suddenly, Shell's right there, right where that vehicle's coming out, and I have to slow down. Look at that. If I would have been doing 30 miles an hour, the speed limit, wow. If I would have been, and we would have not been streaming here, that could have been a crash. Because that large truck pulled out and had a very extended back end, I would have collided with it. It would have happened. Okay. On the flip end, if it was just a normal car, no, obviously not. But it wasn't. So that, I can guarantee you, was exactly what happened the other day at the other crash that the residents were talking about. So let's recap. If you're joining us right now, what are we talking about? We're here in the city of DeBary this morning, talking about the intersection of Sanford Avenue and Shell Avenue. A viewer reached out to me talking about how they want a four-way stop within that intersection because of the cross traffic that's happening on Sanford Avenue there. So Shell is north and south, Sanford is east and west for that intersection. Sanford, to cross Shell, has currently a stop sign, but Shell does not. And when you're traveling south on Shell there is a visual obstruction for Sanford that wants to go east and cross over. I know that it's very difficult to see it when we are not, I can't pull up a map and show you while we're talking. So I'm going to go and briefly show you. So hear me out. I'm saying briefly show you because if this right here is Shell and this is Sanford right at the intersection, the far west side of Sanford is very small and it turns into a privately owned residential neighborhood. So I'm only going to do this once because if I lived on that side, on the private side, it'd be a little inconvenient seeing a vehicle come out of there just to show what's going on. So we're going to only do it once and really show you. But man, we kind of prove a point here this morning already that this corner does show and provide a visual obstruction for the Sanford drivers trying to cross over eastbound. It's not good. All right, so here we are again. Here's Sanford here, right here to the left. So these trees right here is what we're talking about. These trees are the problem. All these. I don't know who owns them, but this is the issue here because it's causing the obstruction for those other travel lanes. I'm going to show you exactly what we're talking about. So we're going to do a U-turn one more time. I already came down here once to investigate, but if you look, I don't want to cause a disruption because that sign right there, I'll show it to you just so we can go. I won't go all the way down. What's that sign say? Turns into a private roadway. No trespassing, hidden driveway, 25 miles an hour. So just because out of courtesy, I don't want to go all the way down there. I don't want to do a U-turn in someone's yard. So I'm going to let this car pass. And I'm going to back up and get out of their way. So we'll back out. Hopefully not get into any problems here. Let me just back out real quick, guys. We'll get turned around. I've gotten so good at driving this thing. All right, so there's another car coming. We're gonna let that car go by us and use that as an example real quick. But you could see how dense that marsh, not that marsh, what am I talking about? That shrubs, those shrubs, the woods are. So this vehicle's gonna come out, look. Come to the stop sign, and then they have to keep pushing. He's still trying to look, and then he goes. So now we're going to use our cameras and show you. So side camera, I want to show you something. I'm at the stop sign, guys. Can you see up the road? Nope. And here comes a car. You cannot see here without basically putting yourself out there and then gunning it. This is a good one. Thank you to the resident who sent me this. Look how far. I'm still not confident enough to go out even in this truck. I'm clear right. Right's no problem. Clear as day. Left, this is I don't like this. So we're gonna keep pulling up a little bit. Up a little bit. All right, now I'm good. And we're gonna come on out. This is a good one. This is a good one. All right, we'll come out here to Monroe real quick so we can talk. I'm just gonna pull to the side and we'll just chat for a quick second. So if you're joining us, I'm in DeBary at a really, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. First I thought I'm coming out. I'm like, really? You've sent me to this intersection, guys? This is a valid complaint. Valid complaint. And I say that because we got to experience it almost firsthand. Shell and Sanford Avenue, Shell Road in the city of DeBary. Unfortunately, there is a serious visual obstruction at the intersection. I'm going to call it the northwest corner of the intersection for drivers traveling east on Sanford Avenue trying to cross Shell. There is a problem. The viewers have seen crashes there already. So based off of what we've seen today, I am going to email the city of DeBary and ask them, who owns this property? What can we do just to see? And if not, we'll get loud. You guys know we get results, so it's all good. For now, anytime you guys get complaints like this or you see stuff, send them my way, because it's already been proven just by the power of social media that we can get results together. We've cleared out some shrubs and visual obstructions in Seminole County before, and I think we can do this one here right here in Volusia County. If it's not cleaning up those shrubs, which might be on private property and privately owned, which is their right to have their trees, then maybe we can get that stop sign put in on Shell along the way. But either way, I think something definitely needs to happen. So guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Make sure you head over to clickorlando.com to always catch up with all the fun stuff that we are doing. Hits the road, I believe, starts tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. Be blessed. Love you guys. Wear your seatbelts. I'll talk to you later.